Hello, this video presentation is about upgrading or updating your Management by Statistic version 3.0 to version 3.1. To do so, you will need to go to our website, which is www.mastertech.com. From there, you will go to the Tech Support tab. Then you will scroll down to MBS3 downloads. And from there, you'll be selecting Updates Download. So what I will be doing here is to follow the instructions on that page. Before you download your first file, you should be prepared as you are about to upgrade from version 3.0 to 3.1. In this process, you will be updating both the Database Manager and the Management by Statistics. Depending on your situation, you will be upgrading only one computer. Here you will be upgrading the Mastertech Database Manager on that computer. Or if you have multiple computers, you first need to locate the computer where the Database Manager is installed on it. So you can upgrade the Mastertech Database Manager. Then in the second part, we will be upgrading the Management by Statistics. So in the case of one computer, there is only one Management by Statistics to install. In the case where you have multiple computers, you start with the host where the database is located. Then you will be doing the workstations and upgrading all the Management by Statistics version 3 on each one of them. One more piece of information. If you have a lot of workstation to update, so you need to provide the time to do so. On average, it's about 10 to 15 minutes to update one workstation at a time. The first thing to do in part 1 is to locate the Mastertech Database Manager. Example, if you have only one computer, the Mastertech Database Manager will be on that machine. If you have multiple computers, the first thing you need to do is to locate the host where the Mastertech Database Manager has been installed onto. If you are given the task to update the Database Manager on your network and you don't know where the Database Manager is located, start on any machine. So in this example here, let's log in. You will have this, only one icon, Management by Statistic. You start it. And right here at the bottom, you will have the information of where this Management by Statistic is connected to. There is the name of the computer and the name of the database. Okay, so what you will be looking for is the computer which has this name here. So in my case is W81 test lab. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now that the host of the Database Manager has been identified, let's go to it and log in it. As you are about to upgrade the Database Manager, in our guide, we advise you to log in your host with the correct administrative login. One easy way to find out if you are logged in correctly is to start a Database Manager. If the Database Manager starts right away, then you're good to go. Here are two typical examples where you'll know that you're logged in incorrectly. The first one is you're logged in as a simple user. You will get this message. And the second example, you're logged in as an administrator, but when you start the Database Manager, you get this error message. The solution is just to close everything, log off, and log back in with the correct user. So let's get started with the update. So we'll go online and we'll go to mastertech.com. We'll go to tech support and we'll click on update download. So we're doing part one right now, which is updating the database manager. I go to the first download button. I click on it. Now, depending of the browser that you're using, you can run or you can save it. If you have the options to run it, just run it. Otherwise, you save it and run it once it is fully downloaded. So here I click run. I will click on yes. So it will start with the automatically to uninstall the old version. Just click on next. And the uninstallation of the old version has been done. Now we're about to do the installation of the 3.1 version. Just click on next. Accept the license agreement. Click on next. Next again. One more time. Here we go. So the installation of the Database Manager version 3.1 has been done. Now your next step is to run it. It says one install, start the Database Manager. So here I have the installation to run it. So I will just keep it and click on finish. Click on OK. Now, if you do not see the Database Manager starting, it could be behind. So look at the bottom, just click on the icon and here you go. You will have to go through the activation one more time. Just click on next. If your information remains the same, just click on next. Otherwise, you can update your registration information and just click on finish. So the connection wizard should open automatically. If it doesn't, just click on the second tab, database connection, and there will be the button connection wizard, which you can click on and it will bring you to the connection wizard right here. So here, just make sure you have the recommended options, okay? And if you have a computer with multiple users, just make sure that you selected those users to have access to the Management by Statistic program. Otherwise, if they try to log in, they will have a login fail to access the database. Okay, so at this point, you just click on finish. So it is important to note that in version 3.1, we have a default password for the database to connect to the database. I will show you how to use that in a minute. Your username is admin and your password is password. If you have changed your admin password and everything, then you will have your own username here. Okay, so I will click on OK. One more thing, just to make sure that the update occurred correctly, let's click on the tab Database, and we will see the database version. And in my case, is 3153, which is the latest version we just released. So I will close this, go back to my web page, and I continue to scroll down because we're about to do part two. Now, we mentioned of doing part one. So you've done part one on your single computer, or you've done part one on the host where your database has been installed. At this point, what we're going to do part two. So this means we're going to update Management by Statistic on the case of a single computer, so it will be on the same machine. On the case where you have multiple computers, you start with the host, okay? Once you're done with the host, we'll be doing the workstations. So let's go back to our computer, and we're on the same website, and I will click on download. At this point, as you can see here, I'm downloading MBS3 client. This is the program that will update Management by Statistic. Okay, again, depending on your browser. You may have to save it first and run it after it is fully saved. Here I'm using Internet Explorer. I will click on Run. There we go. Click on Yes. Very good. Again, the same principle as with the database manager. We're starting with the uninstallation of the previous version. Just click on Next. And now the uninstallation of the previous version has been achieved. Let's click on Next to install version 3.1. Accept the license agreement. Click on Next, Next again, and one more time. So now we can start the Management by Statistics 3.1. Finishing our installation, that will start the Management by Statistics at the same time. Now, if you have multiple SQL database running on your network, just make sure you select the one you just created, which is MBS Data Express, and you click on the Test Connection button. Okay. Please note that with the new version 3.1, if before you would have to use a database authentication method, you have to remember the password. If you didn't change the password that comes by default with version 3.1, you can use the default button and it will connect automatically. Okay, so I will leave it back here because I'm on the same machine. Just click on OK. I will log with default information, which is admin and password. Here we go. So if I enter the default password, which is password, small letters, you will get this message. So just click on OK and just create a new password for your account. At least you should reach medium. You should have at least one capital letters or one or two digits. Once you have a matching password, you click on OK. Good. And now you are ready to use the system. Okay, so now we're done with installing the Management by Statistic on the host. So let's go back to our picture. So if you have one computer, then you're done. If you have multiple computers, it's time for you to go to the other workstations. And before I go to the other workstation, for those who have only one computer, if you want to create a cloud account, please use this little icon at the top corner of Management by Statistic. Okay, so this is where you'll be clicking to create your cloud account, and also you will be selecting the key statistic you'd like to see on the internet. And I will be making a video just for that one. At this point, I will close Management by Statistic on this computer, and I will do part 2 for those who have multiple computers in your office. I will go to the other computer. So just click on close here. There we go. So this is my other computer. Okay, on my workstation. So in this case, let's say it will be one of those computers here. So on this workstation, I go on the internet and mastertech.com. You could use update download and go to part 2, or you will use installing MBS3 on additional workstation. The principle is the same. You will be doing the download first. So with Internet Explorer, I can run it. Otherwise, you have to save it. Once it is saved, you have to run the application. As you can see, I will be running MBS3 Client 3.1. So just click on Run. And on Yes. And again, we'll start with an installation of the previous version. And now we're ready to install 3.1. Accept license agreement. Next, next, next again, next, and click on Finish to start the Management by Statistic program. Please ensure that you're selecting the right Microsoft SQL database. In this particular case here, I'm running a work group, so if I leave Windows Integrated Authentication and if I click on Test Connection, I will have a login fail. Just click on OK, select the second one. Use the default button for the database password. There you go. And just click on OK. And now I'm signing in as admin, and I'll be using my new password. And I'm in the program from the workstation. So if you have other workstation, you repeat the same thing. Do not run Management by Statistic version 3 and trying to connect to a database which has been updated to 3.1. It will not work. I mean, you can try, but it will not work. Just update Management by Statistic version 3 to 3.1, and everything will be just smooth. Okay, let's go back to here. I'll go to the website. So we're done with this point. So if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Here's our phone number, and I would be very happy to assist you. Thank you for watching this video, and all of us here at Mastertech wish you great success in your company or practice using our software. Goodbye. See you in the next video.